Britton, I was reading your written rationale here, and this tells me that you're doing good things. I mean, yes, it is very time consuming. I mean, when you look at a typeface, like a really well designed typeface, I mean, sometimes they take years to create. I mean, digitally, it doesn't take as long, obviously, as drawing it out. But back in the day, before digital technology, typesetters would design. I mean, there's sometimes a typeface would take 10, 12 years to complete. So you definitely are understanding that. Now, you sound a little frustrated here, but please understand it's very, very, very time consuming process. And right now, I think the scope of this class is to give you an understanding of how letter forms are constructed and understanding the optical relationships between different letter forms and how they relate to the typeface as a whole in different letter form combinations, etc. So don't get frustrated. It sounds like you got a little frustrated, and that's cool. To me, that means that you're working. That's all that means is design can be frustrating. It can be very time consuming, and that's the nature of the beast. So the further and the earlier we understand that in our design careers, I think the more effective it will be to understand that design is a very time consuming process when done right, right? Okay, so that said, thank you very much for including this detailed rationale. Let's jump over to your typeface. I think you look great. I do. I think you look fantastic. I think this is really, really done well. A couple of issues right through here. I use this as my straight edge. We come over here, and I'm just going to draw this at the cap height of the Z, right? Let's just do that right there. So I'm going to put the top of that on the cap height of the Z, and you can see all of this stuff protruding above that. So that points to inconsistency. And we can do the same thing down here. Let's put that on the baseline of the Z. This is the straight edge. Just follow the other letter forms. See how they're sitting above? So what I'm saying here is that it's going to appear that some of your letter forms are different sizes because they're not sitting consistently on a baseline and they're not rising consistently to the cap height. So that's really, really important. Remember back in week one I mentioned how important it is for letter forms to use guides guides are your friend while designing type, definitely. But for the most part, I think you've got some really interesting things here. You said in your writing that, let me see, I have some, trying to figure out how I can use the common components of anatomy to create some letters. And let me just give you an example of that. Right here we see, okay, so we see this A right here. Okay, so we see this corner right up here is curved, right? But over here, it's not curved. So basically, the A, you could take this whole portion of the A right here, this vertical stem right here, up over here to the crossbar up top, right down through here, and basically all you would have to do to create a B out of the A is just take this, curve this, and bring it towards that crossbar, okay? But we don't see that here, which that's creating some inconsistency because we see a curved upper left-hand portion of the A, but this is straight. You see what I'm saying? Here we have curved, here we have curved, straight here, 90 degree here, 90 degree here, curved, and so on and so forth. Do you see what I'm saying? Curved, 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 curved. And then we have the B, the D, and the E and F are all straight. I would recommend you curve those to get some consistency here. So if we take conversely, you could take this portion of the C and create those curves for the B. You see what I'm saying? And that's how you use what you already have to design what you need. I hope that makes sense. You'll get it. I mean, you'll get it. I promise you by the time this class ends, you will look at this stuff. You'll be able to teach this class by the time we're done. Well, we take a look at this. This stuff is, I mean, we'll be looking at it for several weeks, and you'll have no choice but to say, hey, this is working. I get it. And you'll really start to understand when you develop your lowercase letter forms in your your numeric character sets as well as your punctuation. So, speaking of which, let's do that. That's what we have to do for milestone 3, task 2, is the remaining character sets. So you have a full uppercase alphabet. We need a lowercase alphabet, 0 through 9 for your numeric character set, and then your punctuation. So be sure to plan that out accordingly, because that could be, if you think this was time consuming, that may be time consuming. So plan accordingly, okay? Because if you think about it, you still have to do the lowercase letters as well as the characters, the numeric characters and the punctuation. All right, but I'm loving where we're going. I think it's working out fantastic. So Great job, really good job. So if you have any questions at all, comments, concerns, please feel free to let me know. I'll be glad to clarify. Okay, great job. Thank you very much.